Welcome back to Prop News Time. Here are the headlines for the day. Maharera's revamped certificate to offer home buyers detailed project insights in bullet format. In a decisive move to enhance transparency and homebuyer empowerment, Maharera has revamped its project registration certificate to include key project details in a reader-friendly bullet point format. The new certificate now lists information such as total built-up area, number of buildings and floors, residential and non-residential units, and parking slots. It will also reflect future project updates like timeline extensions or ownership changes. This initiative, applicable to all new housing projects with immediate effect, is expected to significantly aid buyers in making informed decisions. India leads global GCC maturity race, with AI-powered innovation at its core. According to a recent Boston Consulting Group BCG report, merely 8% of global capability centers, GCCs, have attained advanced maturity across innovation, operational efficiency, and competitive differentiation. India, along with the United States and Mexico, was recognized for hosting some of the most balanced GCC ecosystems. The study spotlighted India's distinct advantage in scale, innovation, and efficiency. It stressed the urgent need for companies to treat GCCs not just as support units, but as transformative engines of innovation, particularly through the strategic use of artificial intelligence, including GenAI and AI agents. Final stretch of Samruddhi. Mahamarg opens, reducing Nagpur, Mumbai travel time to 8 hours. The Maharashtra State Road Development Corporation, MSRDC, has opened the final 76-kilometer stretch of the 701-kilometer-long Samruddhi Mahamarg, connecting Igatpuri in Nashik to Amane in Thane. With this final phase inaugurated last week, the expressway is now fully operational, reducing the travel time between Nagpur and Mumbai to just 8 hours. The six-lane expressway, which cost approximately INR 55,000 crore, spans 10 districts and connects major economic hubs and tourist destinations, while also offering significant logistical advantages for farmers, pilgrims, and industries alike. Creda Emeki Thane's BizNet drives INR 100 crore in deals with record turnout. The fourth edition of BizNet, a B2B event hosted by Creda Mesiachi Thane, turned out to be a resounding success, drawing over 170 developers from the Mumbai Metropolitan Region, MMR, and more than 20 vendors. Held at Top Plaza in Thane West, the event aimed to foster collaboration between suppliers and developers, showcase emerging technologies, and generate business worth INR 100 crore, an ambitious target that was met. Purchase managers and key industry stakeholders use the platform to forge connections, sign MOUs, and discuss innovation in real estate. A residential flat spanning 2,010 square feet, sold in Godrej Avenue 11, Tower B in Mumbai's Baikula for INR 10.16 crore. A residential flat spanning 1,326 square feet, sold in Eon 1 in Mumbai's Prabhadevi for INR 6.07 crore. A residential flat spanning 1,232 square feet, sold in Walchand Terraces in Mumbai's Tardeo for INR 5.72 crore. Hyderabad's premium housing market grows. Despite overall slowdown, Hyderabad's residential real estate sector encountered a slowdown earlier this year, with overall home sales dropping by 12% compared to the previous year. The total registration value also dipped marginally by 4%. However, the premium housing segment defied this trend, showing a notable increase in both sales share and value contribution. Properties priced above INR 1 crore rose to represent 20% of all registrations, up from 17% a year earlier, and accounted for over half of the total registration value. Demand for larger homes continued to grow, reflecting a clear buyer preference for more spacious and upscale residences. MR India unveils luxury housing project in Lucknow, with INR 400 crore investment Dubai headquartered. MR Properties Indian arm, MR India, has announced its entry into the Lucknow residential market with a premium high-rise project named Elite Oasis. Launched earlier this week, the development will come up at Gomti Nagar Extension, featuring 194 luxury units across a 2.923-acre site. With unit prices ranging between INR 2.75 crore and INR 4.15 crore, the total project investment stands at INR 400 crore. The company's CEO stated that MR would bring its global architectural expertise to meet the lifestyle aspirations of the city's affluent home buyers. Greater Noida Authority launches allotment of 40 industrial plots to boost entrepreneurship. The Greater Noida Industrial Development Authority, GNIDA, has initiated the allotment of 40 industrial plots in key sectors such as Ecotech, Udyog Kendra, and Udyog Vihar, aiming to foster entrepreneurship and industrial growth in the region. These plots, varying in size from 450 to 8,000 square meters, are priced between INR 28,600 and INR 33,950 per square meter. Entrepreneurs can establish units under 242 permitted categories, with certain restrictions on specific industries. Additionally, GNIDA has commenced the bulk land allotment process for a multimodal logistics park near Dadri, covering 174.12 acres, to enhance logistics infrastructure. Mumbai tenants to get rent support as Amada evacuates unsafe buildings, in a significant move to protect occupants of structurally unsafe buildings in Mumbai. The Maharashtra Housing and Area Development Authority, MHADA, has introduced a monthly rental support of 20,000 rupees for tenants residing in 96 cessed buildings declared critically dangerous. The decision, announced earlier this week, comes amid growing concern over safety risks with the monsoon approaching. The authority also plans to lease 400 temporary tenements through third-party agencies to house displaced residents. This initiative attempts to bridge a stark gap in available transit accommodation, with over 2,400 residents in need, but fewer than 800 units presently ready for occupation. NCLIT upholds insolvency proceedings against JP Cement Corporation. The National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, NCLAT, has upheld insolvency proceedings initiated against JP Cement Corporation Ltd, JCCL, turning down an appeal that cited an unfulfilled debt restructuring arrangement as a defense. The tribunal ruled that JCCL remained independently liable for its debts, even though its parent company, Jaiprakash Associates Ltd, JAA, had signed a master restructuring agreement with lenders. It also clarified that parallel insolvency proceedings against JL did not preclude similar action against JCCL, given the latter's role as guarantor for credit facilities. The case marks another setback for the troubled JP Group. Bihar Police to digitize tenant verification across all stations by month-end Bihar is set to implement an online tenant verification system across all police stations by the end of this month. Aiming to streamline the rental process and enhance security, this initiative will integrate the registration department's data with the police network, allowing for digital processing of tenant information. While urban areas will benefit from this digital shift, rural regions still relying on traditional stamp paper registrations will continue with manual verifications. The move follows recent mandates requiring landlords to submit detailed tenant information to local police stations, emphasizing the state's commitment to modernizing its rental verification process. Bengaluru High Court intervenes to prevent power cut at Kendriya Vihar over fire safety dispute. The Karnataka High Court recently intervened to halt the Bangalore Development Authority's BDA decision to disconnect electricity and revoke occupancy certificates for Kendriya Vihar apartments in Yelahanka. This action followed directives from the Fire and Emergency Services Department, which cited lapses in renewing mandatory fire safety clearances. Residents contended that they were not granted a fair hearing before these punitive measures were initiated. The court's stay offers temporary relief as the legal proceedings continue. Bhubaneswar expands ODE courts to address building plan disputes. The Bhubaneswar Municipal Corporation, BMC, has announced plans to create 3 more Odisha Development Authority, ODA courts, in order to speed up the resolution of building plan disputes within the BMC's boundaries. Currently, a single ODA court handles a significant backlog of approximately 7,000 cases. The expansion aims to decentralize the adjudication process, with each new court assigned to a specific zone. This initiative is expected to streamline the handling of violations related to construction beyond approved plans or deviations, providing a more efficient mechanism for residents to address grievances. Mussoorie Dehradun Development Authority plans new land bank to boost affordable housing. Planning a new land bank devoted to affordable residential projects is a major step taken by the Mussoorie Dehradun Development Authority to meet the rising demand for housing. This initiative follows the success of earlier housing schemes and responds to increasing population pressures and displacement caused by encroachment drives. Alongside approving a substantial budget for the next fiscal year, the MDDA is also promoting industrial growth through land pooling to attract IT companies. This integrated approach seeks to balance urban development with economic expansion, ensuring sustainable growth in the region. Telangana RERA strengthens enforcement to ensure swift compliance in real estate sector. The Telangana Real Estate Regulatory Authority, TEGRERA, has initiated the establishment of an enforcement wing to expedite compliance with its orders. This move empowers district collectors to invoke the Revenue Recovery Act, RRA, and exercise certain civil court powers for enforcement, transitioning from passive regulation to active enforcement. An executive director from the Revenue Department will lead the new wing, supported by a dedicated team. This initiative aligns with similar efforts in other states and follows guidelines from the Union Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Mumbai court clears Niranjan, Hiranandani in long-running Powai land case. A special court in Mumbai has formally closed the long-running criminal case against real estate developer Niranjan Hiranandani, linked to the Powai Area Development Scheme, PADS. The closure follows a report from the Maharashtra Anti-Corruption Bureau, ACB, which found no substantial evidence of wrongdoing. The case stemmed from allegations that Hiranandani's firm, part of a 1980s tripartite agreement with the state, had failed to deliver promised affordable housing, instead building luxury residences on concessional land, allegedly causing a loss of 30,000 crore rupees. The ACB's report found no proof of corruption or conspiracy, a view the court upheld, stating that further proceedings would serve no purpose. Adani Airports secures USD 750 million funding for infrastructure and debt refinancing. Adani Airports Holdings Limited secured 750 million US dollars in external commercial borrowings from an international banking consortium led by First Abu Dhabi Bank, Barclays, and Standard Chartered. The proceeds will refinance debt and fund infrastructure upgrades and capacity expansion at Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Mangaluru, Jaipur, Guwahati, and Thiruvananthapuram airports. Last fiscal year, AAHL handled 9 crore 40 lakh passengers against an 11 crore capacity. The funds aim to strengthen non-aeronautical revenues through retail, F&B, and duty-free offerings across its network. Mumbai's property market sees strong demand with 11,565 units registered. Mumbai's property market recorded 11,565 housing registrations last week, generating 1,062 crore rupees in revenue for the Maharashtra government. This marks a 17.7% year-on-year increase compared to 9,823 registrations during the same period last year, as per government data. It is also the second highest May figure in 12 years, after May 2022's spike due to pandemic-era stamp duty concessions. Knight Frank India reported that 80% of these registrations were for residential properties, with Mumbai's western suburbs accounting for 60% of the activity. Despite no new government incentives, stamp duty revenue rose 7% from last year's 992 crore rupees. Ranchi offers up to 10% rebate on holding tax payments made this month. The Ranchi Municipal Corporation, RMC, has urged residents to clear their holding tax dues by the end of this month to benefit from a rebate of up to 10%. The civic body has rolled out this incentive as part of its annual tax recovery campaign to ensure timely compliance and boost municipal revenues. The rebate is applicable only if the full amount is paid in a single transaction, with partial or installment payments excluded. RMC has activated both online and offline billing modes to facilitate ease of payment for property owners across the city. BEST revamps bus routes to boost last-mile metro and rail connectivity. The Brihan Mumbai Electric Supply and Transport BEST undertaking has begun reshaping its operational strategy to align with growing demand near Mumbai metro and railway stations. Over the past week, officials reported a significant increase in short-distance feeder services, especially around key metro routes like Lines 2A and 7. Instead of running long traditional bus routes, BEST is focusing on improving last-mile connectivity through mini and midi buses. This transition is backed by passenger data insights and is expected to optimize efficiency and reduce travel time for commuters. Sambalpur Municipal Corporation partners with ESPA Delhi to drive urban development transformation. The Sambalpur Municipal Corporation, SMC, formalized a partnership with the School of Planning and Architecture, SPR, Delhi, aimed at accelerating the city's urban development initiatives. The Memorandum of Understanding, endorsed under the supervision of Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, will enable SPA Delhi to provide technical and academic expertise to help Sambalpur evolve into a model planned city. The collaboration includes comprehensive support in spatial planning, infrastructure design, heritage conservation, and sustainable urban development, alongside capacity building programs and field studies tailored to the city's unique cultural and geographical context. MMRDA targets year-end completion for Baikala Bridge reconstruction. The reconstruction of Mumbai's iconic Baikala Bridge, officially the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Railway Bridge, has reached the halfway point, with completion targeted by late 2025. The bridge connects NM Joshi Marg to Rani Baug and Clare Road, serving as a vital east-west link over central railway tracks. The revamped structure will enhance connectivity to key routes like the Eastern Express Highway, P. De Mello Road, and Muhammad Ali Road. MMRDA officials reported near completion of substructure work on the eastern side, with western side construction underway. Steel girder installation will begin shortly. End of stamp duty holiday triggers drop in UK mortgage activity. The UK housing market witnessed a significant dip in mortgage approvals earlier this week, hitting their lowest point since early 2024. This decline followed the end of the stamp duty holiday, which had previously boosted borrowing and transactions. Mortgage approvals fell short of forecasts, while net mortgage lending also recorded a notable drop. However, a year-on-year rise in house prices and a spike in consumer credit borrowing revealed a complex picture, hinting at sustained demand alongside potential signs of financial stress in households. New World Development defers $77.2 million bond payments amid liquidity crunch. New World Development a major Hong Kong-based property developer, announced the deferral of coupon payments amounting to 77.2 million US dollars on its perpetual bonds amid a mounting liquidity crisis. This move has spurred investor concerns, causing a fall in both share prices and bond values. The developer, grappling with one of the highest debt levels in the sector, is actively pursuing a refinancing deal worth 87.5 billion Hong Kong dollars to stabilize its finances. The decision to delay payments is viewed as a strategic attempt to conserve cash in a challenging market environment, marked by falling property prices and rising borrowing costs. That's a wrap for today. Tune in tomorrow for the latest headlines.